Back in the day, movies were cool, man, because the pitch was, it's about a cool dude who can snowboard and ride motorbikes, base jump, but he's also a gamer.
Dungeons and Dragons.
And only he can save the world. Stop. Here's $1 bajillion. Here's the thing, you and your friends would actually go watch it in the movies. Nowadays, that same movie would go straight to streaming. And you wouldn't have even heard of it unless it was on the top of the slop catalog you need to scroll through to get to the resume watching button.
That's if you can even find the movie you want amongst the 30 odd subscription services trading The Office like it's an STD. The more we're given, the more it feels like we lose. Flicking through an old EB Games catalog felt awesome in a way that clicking through their website just isn't. In that same vein, algorithmic recommendations just don't have that je ne sais quoi of speaking to the dude who works at Blockbuster. A recommendation from an algorithm feels like a conversation with a salesman. I can see too far behind the curtain to trust anything I'm hearing. Do you suggest this movie because you think I'll like it? Or is it because it's a Netflix original and we need to show engagement to justify the investment? Compare this with the dude who works at Blockbuster. He's cool, he remembers you, he knows the kind of stuff you like. He's not getting paid by a production company, he's barely being paid by Blockbuster. When he makes a recommendation, it's because he knows you like vampires and hot chicks. He genuinely wants you to enjoy your night and have someone to chat about the movie with when you drop it off.
I have a horror movie night that I do with the boys, but we don't have the luxury of hanging out in a physical space. We can take the piss out of whatever goofball movies are coming out. You can walk around, judge a movie by its cover. Your nan rented this one so much, they had to give it to her. She was making the returns bucket of Biohazard. Today, these movie nights usually begin with someone bringing up a list of top 10 horror movies of 2024 list, written by some dweeb you don't know. The kind of person who, if they listed their favorite films on a train, you'd be clasping your children tightly and trying not to draw attention. But because he's throwing it out there in the ether, which is the internet, he's granted some type of legitimacy. Usually there's some talk of, oh, this movie's a 7.2 on IMDb. Oh, but this one's a 7.8. Genuinely, who cares? I really can't stress enough to the younger people how much less fun this is than picking something off a physical shelf based on a vibe and having that gamble pay off.
You didn't necessarily have the entire world of all media at your fingertips. This was the movie you picked out, and that's what you got to watch this Friday night. If you want to enjoy it, you better learn to find the good in what you're watching. Otherwise, sorry, you're watching Big Bang Theory on Go.
Bazinga.
I'll never forget watching the goofiest Steven Seagal horror movie that even my dumb little kid brain could tell it was so bad it was good. But then I went from laughing to chills.
Genuine goosebumps when a zombie stuck behind a door spoke candidly to the protagonist, telling them that their escape is futile. Even if they escape, they have nowhere left to go. It's over. They'll always be running, and it's not a matter of if, but when they meet their doom. This really genuinely spooked me, and it was a moment of brilliance in a movie that was otherwise total dog shit.
I don't think a zombie ever talked before or after that scene, and it completely shook me, flipped my expectations on its head, and left a lasting impression on me as an adult. I would have never had this experience in the modern day. Why would I pick this movie when there's all these other safe movies just a click away that have been given a fresh rating by 200,000 strangers? In this type of media environment, I can't even blame producers for not taking creative risk. Subverting expectations is by its very nature controversial. And it's not as if there's 5 movies at the theater to choose from. There's millions just a click away. And all it takes is one critic to completely bury your film. A horse walks into a bar. The bartender says, "We don't serve horses here." But before the horse can answer, a guy who's hacked his 3DS says, "Hey, did you know you can hack your 3DS? And it's really easy." That guy's me. Any other hack 3DS head out there would be aware of this phenomenon of Netflixizing your 3DS. You hack your 3DS and your mind is flooded with every game you loved, the ones you missed out on, ones maybe your friends suggested, but you never got around to playing, and you load them all up onto your 3DS. All of a sudden, you are paralyzed with choice every time you open it, whereas you used to happily play anything you had a cartridge for. I think the infinite choices we have now has made us super critical, naturally, because every time we choose to watch something, we're choosing not to watch a million other potentially better things. But does this actually serve to make us happier as consumers? I really don't think so. I don't think Netflix would have been better with less options, but I do think I enjoyed movies a lot more when I didn't have one foot out the door before the movie even started, because there could be a better choice just to click away. I'm not suggesting that we can fix this by going back to DVDs. Let's be real, it's going to scare the hoes. But maybe we can just be a bit more deliberate about our choices. Instead of plugging into the trough and consuming whatever the robot sends your way, perhaps we can ask our friends what they like. Find out if the showrunner you know is working on something new. And most importantly, if you don't like the state of modern streaming, stop giving them your money. Lord knows, it's never enough for these people. Have a good day. Like and subscribe, all that stuff. All right, love ya. Bye.